Okay. Hello. It is day 15. There is beautiful snow outside. Could I probably show you? Yeah, you can see cars, I guess. If I was really famous, just showing you this would tell you where I live and probably be dangerous to my security, a threat to my security. What's funny is that I never know what I'm going to say. Every day I meditated, what is there to say about it? And I always manage to talk about something. I have no idea if what I'm talking about is relevant, interesting, beneficial, and I don't really care. It's kind of like a journal for me. And the good thing is that I have absolutely very few subscribers. So I'm not worried about people wondering what kind of shitty content I put out, because I'm really doing this for myself, I guess. As I mentioned, for accountability, but also it is strange how it feels weird at first to be talking to yourself, and especially the fact that I see myself in the camera, so it's very weird talking to myself. Well, that's what it felt at first, and now it feels more natural. And I heard once, I read that, I can't remember where, that sorry, writing and talking happen from two different parts of the brain, and that is why sometimes you need to talk about something and it gives you relief, and sometimes not, and sometimes writing about something gives you an insight. So I love to do both, and I think I'm getting something out of recording these videos. I have no idea if anyone will ever get anything about it. I have no idea if anyone will ever watch them. But for now, they're for me, and I think they're beneficial. Just like the meditation is. Although it is not pleasant, I don't travel to different spaces, dimensions, or anything. I'm really just sitting with myself, with my annoying thoughts all the time. But it feels better. I guess it's like concentrating all the thoughts in 1 hour. Not that I have no more thoughts afterwards for the entire day. That is not true at all. I have thoughts all the time. But allowing those thoughts, and not only thoughts, sensations, emotions, judgments, although judgments are thoughts, just allowing them to be there, and speak and scream and take all the space in my mind. It relaxes something. Like this morning, I was looking forwards to sitting to meditate. Once I was sitting, it didn't feel pleasant at all, because the thoughts, because the mind, because the judgments, the fears, the searching, especially, whether I talked about non-duality and enlightenment yesterday, and whether you are looking for enlightenment, awakening, or simply to end your pain or your suffering, or how to make enough money not to be worried about money anymore, whatever you are looking for, you are searching. That's exhausting. It's exhausting to be always searching for an answer, a solution. a state of being. No wonder I have chronic fatigue, even though I might be mixing some things up. But yeah, it's exhausting to be in. And you know how they say, was it Einstein who said that? I think so. Or who said you can't solve a problem on the same level that created it, or the frequency of a question and the frequency of an answer are different frequencies. And that's hard. I was raised this way by my parents, by my society, to be doing things ourselves alone. If something's wrong, you have to fix it. You have to think. But you can't receive the answer for whatever your belief system is, whether it's from God, the universe, your higher self, intuition. You cannot receive something, an answer, a solution, a resolution, if you're always searching. And I am obviously saying that to myself because I'm horrible at doing that. I'm not good at that, and that's what I am practicing. And I think even though it feels like I'm not good at that, I think sitting in meditation helps with that. Because yes, there are thoughts running around trying to, well, they're not trying to find a solution. When I sit in meditation, my mind is not trying to find a solution. It's trying to convince me to look for one solution. How crazy is that? It's not even trying to find a solution. It's trying to convince me that I have to do it, find a solution now, otherwise all hell will break loose, or whatever they say. Yeah. So I know all of this, and yet my body, my mind still find it hard. But I will keep going. It's been 15 days today, and I feel calmer, I must say. And it's easier to, I think I'm less in denial, although I've been trying to face things up front for many years now. I don't like denial, and I try to avoid doing it, but I, just like everyone else, sometimes you're in denial about being in denial. Like, you know you should do something, but it's so scary and you have so many fears about that specific thing that you don't do it. That happens to me. So I've been facing a few of these things this morning. Like, that's not what I want to do, but at this time I think that's the only thing I should do, so I'm just going to do it. And I hate that. I hated doing that. I hated admitting that I hated admitting that I was not able to do the things I'm supposed to do in time. Meaning, in this situation, paying certain dues that I had to pay. And the ego screams that you are a failure, that it's terrible. What does it say about you that you can't pay this thing on time? So those feelings and those emotions that come with that ego thought of it's wrong for you to be late, it's wrong for you to ask for a delay, those emotions are so uncomfortable that usually I would just avoid thinking about them, hoping that something would come up and allow me to pay the thing on time as planned. But sometimes it didn't, and then I ended up being late for those payments, and I hated that as well. So now, even though I still hope something shows up and comes up so that I can pay these dues on time, I took responsibility and I contacted these people to say, I'm very sorry, I'm not going to be able to make the payment on time. Well, at least probably not. This is the date I believe I will be able to pay the thing. Sorry about that. So that annoys me, that scares me. I'm afraid of being judged by those people. I'm afraid of this and that. But I faced the thing and I was clear. And obviously it sounds, if it's so obvious. Like, people like to know in advance if something shows up, and if you can't, well, I silly hair. Show you time for, it's wash day today. So yeah, people prefer to know, even though they don't like it for you to pay late. It's best to pay late and to notice them before. And that is also triggering to me, talking about money on camera. I have this ego mind judgment that you should not talk about that, and that you're a failure if you don't have enough money, if you have money issues. It's, yeah, many things are tied up into money, for me at least, for many people, but I'm going to talk about myself, and I hate talking about it. Yeah. And then my head says, don't talk about that, don't publish that video, erase it, it's not good. What if someone you know watches the video? And yeah, I have a lot of shame about having financial issues, and being ashamed has not helped me solve them at all. It only helped me feel worse and worse about myself. So to bring this back to meditation, I believe that meditation allows me to settle down a bit, relax, not take things so personally. Like my money story, it allows me not to take it so personally, and to do the right actions at the right time. Yeah. So I still have fear about other things, like, okay, but now you have to figure out a way, do something. See, I'm in searching mode again. And when you're in survival, when you're in searching mode, when you're in fixing mode, you always only come up with things to fix, things to solve, problems. That's the thing. It's really hard. I'm just saying that, but I have no idea how to do it. How to be in receiving mode. I understand it intellectually, I read about it many times, but those are just words. It's a feeling and a sensation, and it's difficult. The irony is, it's easier to be in the receptive mode when you feel like you have everything you need. But do we ever feel like we have everything we need? I don't think so. That's the ego and the mind trap, to always believe it lacks something and it needs something else. 13 minutes. Having a good time talking to myself today. All right. I'm gonna go take a walk in the snow. All right.